Dr. Anil Kumar Mulpur, uh, Group Medical Director, Sunshine Hospitals, Hyderabad.
Now, no harm events which occur in hospitals, shall we disclose them or not? Is like asking, shall we speak truth or not? Shall we be righteous or not? In fact, there is no debate. Parag already is actually packing his bags because you just have to disclose what is there to discuss. Now, if you look at what is the leading cause of complaints and legal action against the doctors and hospitals, which we thought is an American phenomenon, but we actually see all over the world, the singular reason is failure to be empathetic and honest. Now, why do hospitals shy away from disclosing that there has been a medical error? It is because of an unfounded imaginary ghost among the clinicians, which I call as clinician fear. They think that if they disclose, there may be a punitive action from the hospital. There can be unpredictable, sometimes violent outcome from families, which may turn aggressive, may damage the property and attack. Regulatory bodies like the General Medical Council of the UK, which is known to have strong jaws, and the relatively edentulous Medical Council of India. And of course, malpractice insurance, will it cover if I actually admit that there has been an error? These are the worries which are there in clinicians. The types of adverse events, all of us know that it could be a near miss event, a no harm event, and a sentinel event in the order of increasing severity. Our discussion is if there is a no harm event, shall we disclose or not? And at the outset, I said, of course you have to. I will even go further and say, even a near miss event, you must actually disclose. So disclosure policy in the hospital should be disclose all adverse events, provided you know how to do it, because honesty is the best policy. Near miss is where the act of commission or omission which may come to do harm to the patient or family has not reached the particular area. So now let us say there is a patient who has a similar name on the ward, a nurse goes, she's about to give insulin or a chemotherapeutic drug, somebody else stops. There was no act of commission here, it is a near miss. I would actually recommend that you go ahead and communicate not to this particular patient, both patients and families, you call them on the floor and tell them there is another patient who has got a similar name. Because of this, there can be a problem. So next time when nurses come, can you doubly make sure and you also participate in the administration of drugs properly? This is a participative risk mitigation strategy. Now, it may look cumbersome, but the nurse would have to doubly make sure that she is identifying the patient properly and administering the treatment. Now, when I said near misses must be told, there is no question that, of course, no harm events and sentinel events must be told. As I said, you have to disclose them. Disclose them in a sincere and caring manner. Beware of the clinical, emotional, and information needs of the patients and families. Never look to be abandoning the patient. In fact, never abandon the patient. So, in summary, whether there is an evident harm or no harm, whether this harm is likely to come from natural progression of the medical condition, in which case you still discuss that a complication of the disease has set in, like for example, a multi-organ failure or acute kidney injury in somebody who is having sepsis, a healthcare associated event, if there is an investigation or a treatment which has an inherent risk, say an MRI or CT, if there is a system failure or a process failure, you go and tell the patients in a proper manner, which I'll allude to in a few seconds. And a combination of these, disclose and do not sweep under carpet, though most of Indian hospitals don't have carpets for that reason. Even if there is no evident harm, strong recommendation is go and tell the patient there could have been a problem and we actually made sure that this hasn't happened. So if the risk persists, as I said, same name patient is there, you make sure that you actually tell them and they also will participate in sharing the risk. How do you disclose medical errors? Begin by stating that there has been error. That is an honest admission. Describe what actually were the events using no jargon and simple terms, what exactly went wrong. State the nature of the mistake, what were the consequences of that, what corrective and preventive actions have you taken, and as a hospital, the management has taken. Express personal regret. In other words, you apologize sincerely. Patients can very easily tell, and of course, families can very easily tell whether your apology is coming from the lip or from left ventricle. So let the apology come from the heart. Elicit questions or concerns and tell them that you're always there to support now and forever, and document and record that session where you have actually relayed the no harm event to the patient. What are the advantages of these being honest and allowing people to know and admitting that there has been a problem? Patients will come to you for generations, and that is because you have a long-term, trustworthy and lasting relationship, and that is not built over one day. If some hospital is seen to be lying, it will be known in the entire community sooner or later, and hospital will get named or branded that they are not so straightforward or they are money-minded. It also avoids potential litigants. Now, this may look like a paradox. It's not like bail mujhe maar. It is a condition where there may be a grief which is expressed, and that is the end of the story. Nobody will actually go ahead and start litigating the hospitals and administration because they have already admitted. If you want, you can give them in writing, there is no harm. But it requires a bit of training to do that. Now, when I say training, even in the previous panel discussion, we knew that unfortunately, this is not a part of our culture. We have never taught our undergraduates and postgraduates, nor hospitals have given any orientation to the clinicians on how to disclose a medical error. Now, any one of you who have heard or taken of a Royal College examination, including an MRCS, MRCP, and whatever, even this, which are called the entry examinations to higher training, it is mandatory that in one of the objectively structured clinical examination stations today, you will have a station where the candidate has to demonstrate to the examiner and the layperson that he is able to effectively communicate medical errors. It is an invariable component of the exit examinations as well as the mid-grade examinations of all the Royal Colleges of the UK. That is the importance which they give. Unfortunately, Indian examination system requires a thorough change, and one of the things which we need to introduce is to teach our junior doctors on how to communicate, how to be honest and admit if there has been an error. At the same time, take measures to minimize or in fact eliminate such errors in the hospital. Now, is it only me who is trying to say that honesty is good? No, Benjamin Franklin is the one who is credited with saying honesty is the best policy. Mother Teresa realized that in Kali Yuga, if you have honesty and transparency, that will make you more vulnerable. But what is her prescription? Be honest anyway. The first step, if you want to become noble or people to remember you as noble, is to be honest. And that is none other than Sir Winston Churchill. And Thomas Jefferson said, in the Book of Wisdom, honesty is the first chapter. These are universally applicable principles. This is, though I am quoting Sanskrit, it doesn't mean that it is for Bharat. Satyameva Jayate, which means truth alone triumphs. Satyan nasti paro dharmaha. This has been translated very elegantly by the founder of Theosophical Society, Helena Blavatsky, and it reads, there is no religion or law which is higher than the truth. Now, when you are speaking truth and you say it is your righteousness, then it is said, Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. In all these quotes, when you are seen to be protecting the righteousness, it will invariably protect you and protect the doctors and the organizations. It is very easy to utter truth. In fact, it is very difficult to utter a lie. And the moment you utter a lie and try to not disclose something like a no harm event, you will have to weave a big story, and some person somewhere, which may be housekeeping staff or a junior nurse, will let the rabbit out of the hat, as it is said, and finally the whole thing crumbles. So the moment you say truth, and everyone will be speaking and will be on the same page. Ashwatthama hataha iti narova kunjarova. This is from Mahabharata, where the great righteous man Yudhishthira was made to have a transitory adharma. And of course, none other than Lord Krishna was behind this. Now, my friend who is rearing to go, Parag, will argue that it is all right to hide truth in no harm events, Don't believe him, stick to truth, and you will always win. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. That was really amazing talk. Satyameva Jayate. Satyam bruyat, priyam bruyat, na bruyat, satyam apriyam.